Floyd had some issues with his taxes for the year 2017. The government checked his tax return and found a problem. So they informed him about it on February 2nd, 2020. Claimed a big expense of about $14 million. He says he paid for legal expenses.
Imagine working for someone whose whole persona is money, 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 and you don't get paid. Well, that's exactly what it is for employees of Floyd Mayweather. Employees of his Los Angeles gym.
We're gonna get through this.
Floyd Mayweather looked emotional after reports claimed he owes the IRS $500 million. Speaking with a shaky voice, he said, "We're going to get through this." Once full of confidence, the boxing legend now faces a financial fight that may be tougher than anything he's faced in the ring.
We're gonna get through this. That's tough.
Floyd Mayweather says he has already paid what he owes the IRS, but official documents say otherwise. The IRS still lists a large unpaid amount, going against his claims. Even though he denies it, tax troubles continue to follow him, raising questions about how honest and responsible he really is with his money.
Imagine getting a letter from the IRS saying you owe millions in taxes. That is how Floyd Mayweather got knocked out by the IRS in 2022. Floyd had some issues with his taxes for the year 2017. The government checked his tax return and found a problem. So they informed him about it on February 2nd, 2022. Claimed a big expense of about $14 million. He says he paid for legal expenses. Government didn't agree with this expense and said it was a lie. So they said he owed about $5.5 million more in taxes because of it. They also said he had to pay an additional $1.1 million in penalties for making mistakes on his tax return. That was how Floyd got KO'd into the hot water with the tax authority. Comment on the word free below this video and I'll send you access to a free call where you can discuss your tax situation with the most experienced attorney. Get the best possible recommendations in a few minutes. Make sure you're following so you can receive the link immediately after your comment.
Floyd Mayweather has always treated money differently than most people. Instead of saving it, he believes money should be enjoyed. He shared how he was happier before he became rich and famous. For him, the joy is in spending, not saving. This way of thinking has shaped his lifestyle, where living in the moment matters more than planning for the future.
But you throw a lot of money around, don't you?
Why not? You can't take it with you. I mean, there's no Brent trucks pulling up at no funeral home. So, I mean, you gotta be able to enjoy your money, but make your money work for you.
Can't play the MCs the day, live every day.
Absolutely.
That's Floyd Mayweather's strategy.
My strategy is to, I'm a hustler. I'm a hustler, no matter how you look at it. Just because I may wear a diamond necklace or a big diamond ring, because another guy he wear a ring on his ring finger, and he's no better than I am. He's doing the same thing I'm doing, but he's just sweeping his dirt under the rug, and mine is out in the open.
Money doesn't make people happy, but you've got a hell of a lot of it. And are you happy?
Am I happy? Absolutely. I'm happy because my children are happy. I'm happy because my mom is happy. I'm not happy because of the money, because I was happier when I didn't have the money.
Lately, Mayweather has been living in fancy rented mansions, some of which he barely stays in. These homes are more about showing off than being practical. People in the know think it's less about comfort and more about image, rather than buying homes for the long term. He seems to prefer renting them to keep up the look of endless wealth and success.
Floyd Mayweather just signed a deal to lease an apartment in Midtown Manhattan. He's going to be paying $100,000 per month for this place. Here's the apartment, you guys. It's got 5 bedrooms, 7 bathrooms, 4,000 square feet, and the place is pretty epic, I'm not gonna lie. The description says that this is a double unit and it is a corner unit, so you got a ton of natural light in here. Do you think this place is worth $100,000 per month? Why would Floyd spend $100,000 a month on this apartment? If I had to guess, it would be a combination of owning something is just kind of a liability. Plus, I'm pretty sure whenever you rent a place versus buy a place for business purposes, you're able to write off more of that lease payment, so If I had to guess, that $100,000 per month is going to be a pretty big write-off for him based on how he plans to use this place.
Mayweather has always loved being in the spotlight. When people compare him to other athletes, especially from other sports, he doesn't always take it well. For example, when someone called UFC fighter Conor McGregor the Mayweather of MMA, Floyd didn't like it and quickly shut it down. This moment showed how competitive he is not just in boxing, but also when it comes to fame. He wants to be seen as the top star, even outside his sport.
He's like the Floyd Mayweather of the MMA, the UFC.
I didn't know Conor McGregor was undefeated. I didn't know that he had a reign in MMA for 20 years and undefeated, and was world champion in 5 different weight classes. That's something I didn't know.
Yeah.
So I guess you guys telling me something new. If you say he's the Floyd Mayweather of the MMA.
Well, do you
I mean, if you say he's the Floyd Mayweather of the MMA, I'm trying to find out. Have you ever made 300 million in one night? Have you ever made 100 million in one night? Have you ever made 70 million in one night? So, as far as trying to say that he's the Floyd Mayweather of MMA, I mean, it's okay to just to say it, but it's not a living legend. You know, I gave just sport of boxing. I gave years and years of hard work. It was blood, sweat, and tears. Had a tremendous team, had a tremendous run. I think that it's time for Conor McGregor need to go out there and do what he do. But never compare Conor McGregor to me. That's a total disrespect. I mean, once again, I'm an elephant. Elephant don't beef with ants. You know, elephant is so large you don't even see ants.
Boxing legend Mike Tyson once openly criticized Floyd Mayweather's attitude, saying he seems to focus on himself. Tyson mentioned that Floyd's constant bragging about money can feel out of touch, especially when many people are struggling. While some admire Mayweather's confidence, others think it's too much and lacks humility. Tyson's comments echo what many fans and athletes feel, that Floyd's flashy ways don't impress like they used to.
What lessons do you think Pacquiao and Mayweather could learn from you in terms of life away from the ring?
Well, Floyd seems to be going through some stuff like me right now, you know, like realizing no one's his friend and everybody's probably, even though I even hate to say it, because maybe everybody's kind of a little jealous of him, you know, because he is Floyd Mayweather. I know these other guys got their money, but this guy is the champ of the world. You know, it's hard to compete with that. So he's pretty big on those scales as far as on the celebrity scale. So he's gonna realize what life is all about and what friends are all about, and realize that we only have a few of them. And sometimes they're the only ones we got. They may not be the ones we want, but they're the ones we have. You know, sometimes we're gonna have glorious, glamorous friends, but they don't want to be our friends.
Mayweather often explains his expensive lifestyle by reminding people of his tough upbringing. He says he worked hard for everything he has and believes he's earned the right to enjoy it. To him, luxury cars, pricey watches, and big homes are signs of success, not arrogance. He sees his story as motivation for others from similar backgrounds, if he could make it. So can they?
Getting the money is not the problem, Harry. What's the problem, for Christ's sake? They know they're gonna have to get it.
Mayweather once compared his income to that of fellow boxer Anthony Joshua, claiming he earned more without needing huge crowds. While this may be true, it came across as defensive. It showed his ongoing need to prove he's the richest, although bragging has always been part of his image. Comments like these can seem over the top, especially when people already question how solid his finances really are.
You know, I guess, his, because, he talks about his money a lot, so he compared, like, I guess, his fight with Pacquiao to Anthony Joshua, and he was saying, like, basically, they didn't need 100,000 or 90,000 people to do X amount of dollars. Here, I'm gonna let you listen to it. Here's what he had to say verbatim. Here's what Floyd said about Anthony Joshua.
Talk about that. I was in the Guinness Book of World Record for breaking all the records. You didn't tell them that?
Of course you had.
For generating billions in the sport of boxing, that or having the fastest sellout crowd.
But
I mean, and, those guys done. And I was watching a fight when I was at my Miami house. I was at my Miami home. I was watching a fight with Klitschko and the guy Joshua.
Recently, Mayweather came under fire from staff at his gym in Los Angeles. Several workers said they hadn't been paid in weeks, and some even protested outside to demand their money. For someone who claims to be a successful businessman, this hurts his image. Fans and critics alike were left wondering how someone so rich could fail to pay his own employees.
So I just probably use this.
Okay. The money team has no money.
Alright, money team has no money.
The money team.
Basketball. I had to deal with unsurety. I had to deal with conflict with my now wife because of me not figuring out where I'm gonna do. Where am I gonna get money from to pay my bills? Like this is insanity, man. Like we've had like members come here and try to offer us like, you know, we can help you out here, or we can give you money, or people gave us Chick-fil-A cards that we could try to eat food. Like this. Fairness is fair, man. You gotta pay what's due. This is about more than just like pay at this point. It's like, come on.
You're good. Thank you.
How you doing? I'm Ian Love, community activist and a former trainer here at Mayweather Boxing and Fitness in Hollywood. We're out here today because we're spreading awareness around inhumane conditions that are taking place within a working environment.
Even with worldwide fame and fortune, cracks are starting to show in Mayweather's carefully built image. Reports of unpaid debts, lawsuits, and questionable money choices are creating doubt. What once looked like strong confidence now seems, to some people, more like he's avoiding the truth.
Imagine working for someone whose whole persona is money, 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 and you don't get paid. Well, that's exactly what it is for employees of Floyd Mayweather. Employees of his Los Angeles gym accused Floyd Mayweather of bankruptcy after failing to pay them. I mean, he's still buying stuff. Portfolio valued at $10 billion, including 18 office buildings spanning. I mean, he can do all this, but he can't pay his employees' salaries. $10 billion portfolio, 18 office buildings spanning 10 million square feet. Like what? Another deal he finalized with a 20 million property in Manhattan. Financial troubles. Despite these high-profile purchases, allegations of unpaid wages at Mayweather's Los Angeles, employees claim that they haven't received paychecks, prompting a public protest outside the facility on Highland Avenue. One protester held a sign accusing Mayweather of modern-day slavery, while another noted that the money team has no money. Even if you work for a different company and if you ain't getting paid, you're scared to show up and say something because you know how businesses do. They silence you and they fire you. The employees alleged violations of California Labor Code 210, which mandates penalties for late wages. First-time violations can include fines between 100 to 200 and unpaid wages beyond the 30 days entitled work to a full day pay for every day delayed. That is crazy. Money team ain't got no money. Apparently it's not the first time too. They had one in Elk Grove and it closed down because the landlord sued for a non-payment of $30,000 in rent. Now the LA gym facing closure. Employees are questioning whether Mayweather himself is aware of the financial.
One thing Floyd Mayweather is proud of is encouraging his kids to build on his success. He's talked about wanting them to be independent and run their own businesses. Over the years, he's started several ventures himself, including his promotional company and the TMT, the Money Team brand.
My job is to help you. Yeah, I'm with Floyd, getting a check. I get a check from Floyd, but I want to push you. Have your own business while you traveling the world with me and we laughing, we kicking, and we joking. You got a company where you making money also. So if something go wrong and you're not with me no more, you don't have nothing bad to say about me because I put you in a position to become an entrepreneur or to become a boss.
In late 2024, Mayweather revealed he had bought a huge real estate portfolio worth over $400 million. The buildings, located in Upper Manhattan, included many affordable housing units. He said he owned them completely with no partners. Well, it seemed like a smart move. Critics questioned the timing, especially since he still reportedly owes large debts to some. It looked like another flashy purchase meant to impress, not a step toward real financial security.
Floyd Money Mayweather up until recently didn't have any money, so Floyd is the highest earning athlete in his career, making over $1.1 billion. And after making a killing, he ended up retiring in 2017. However, he dug himself into a hole after making super lavish purchases like this LA mansion. It was so bad that he actually owed $22.2 million to the IRS, which made him have to come out of retirement to pay that back. Like and follow for more.
Mayweather was recently linked to a lawsuit involving stolen jewelry. While there's no proof he was directly involved, being connected to the case raised eyebrows. For critics, it added to the growing belief that he's struggling to maintain a lifestyle he can't afford, along with his other financial issues. This hurt his image as a solid businessman.
So have you heard about the $4 million RICO lawsuit that Floyd Mayweather and Tiger is being hit with? Wow. So apparently it's over some stolen jewelry and, or at least allegedly, and the entire story is pretty crazy, and the fact that they're calling it a RICO was pretty wild as well, because apparently there was some type of, at least what is being alleged, some type of scheme set up and ran by these celebrities in order to get away with taking free jewelry off of jewelers. So yeah, seems like
Another issue came from a failed deal between Mayweather, rapper Tyga, and a jewelry seller. The three reportedly bought expensive pieces from a Miami jeweler but didn't pay the full bill. On its own, it might not seem huge, but incidents like this show a pattern of poor financial decisions. More old debts and delayed payments are now catching up with him, from taxes to business deals. The money problems are piling up. His old habit of spending freely without saving now seems to be backfiring badly.
This is how Floyd Mayweather and Tyga might get away without paying $4 million in jewelry. So a lot of wealthy people buy assets or luxury items under business entities. This allows them to pay less tax while also having protection against lawsuits personally. In this case, Tyga and Floyd used a watch broker and some upfront cash to make the deal go through. But as the days passed, no payment was made on the balance that was due, and even their agent admitted they owed $4 million. So what these two did is they signed and paid using a business, and then before paying the full amount, gifted it to themselves on behalf of the business that bought it. Therefore, the broker can't go after Floyd or Tyga because they didn't buy it from them personally. A business that they may control bought it and then gifted it to them, but in this sense is completely separate. But what they did is how the rich get richer. Us in our daily lives have no protection from lawsuits, but as soon as you use a business, the laws completely change. So I'm not saying you should do this or that they'll even get away with this, but it's definitely an interesting way to get expensive jewelry cheaper.
Do you think Floyd Mayweather can recover from this huge IRS shock? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. That's all for today's video. Stay tuned.